You're watching Car Prices Weekly, a new channel that helps you stay up to date on new car prices and make sense of their values. In this video, we will take a closer look at the newly announced Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness and examine how its price compares to alternative options. Subaru unveiled the Crosstrek Wilderness at the New York Auto Show on April 5th of 2023. They also unveiled some granola, but that's besides the point. Naturally, the Crosstrek Wilderness is the third model in Subaru's off-road focused Wilderness series, joining the Outback and Forester Wilderness trims. Let's take a deeper dive into what the Wilderness version of the Crosstrek offers and how it stacks up against other Crosstrek trims, as well as other Wilderness models. The entire Crosstrek range has been redesigned for 2023, offering new looks, nicer interior materials, and improved technology. The new Wilderness model builds up on top of it and adds off-road oriented upgrades in line with the other vehicles in the Wilderness lineup. First, there's the factory-raised suspension, allowing for 9.3 inches of ground clearance, which is 0.6 inches more than other Crosstreks. Next, Subaru added a front skid plate to protect the engine while redesigning both bumpers for better approach and departure angles. Black plastic cladding is added all around the vehicle to protect the paint from scratches that may result from off-road travel. Unique 17-inch wheels with Yokohama Geolandar all-terrain tires put the power to the ground, and standard X mode allows improved traction management in slippery conditions, especially at an incline. The only engine offered is the Subaru's corporate 182 horsepower 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder boxer, shared with the upper trims of the regular Crosstrek, the entire Forester range, and the lower trims of the Outback. It's paired with a CVT that has been retuned to allow improved low-speed climbing up to 40% grades. It is essentially Subaru's substitute for low-range transfer case. The drivetrain combination allows Crosstrek Wilderness to tow up to 3,500 pounds, which is 2,000 pounds more than the regular Crosstreks. The Wilderness trim also comes with special roof rails capable of holding 700 pounds, which is strong enough for a rooftop tent. On the inside, water-repellent StarTex upholstery comes standard. An 11.6-inch infotainment screen is included, shared with versions of Outback and Ascent. The regular Crosstreks make do with an 8-inch infotainment screen, albeit with more physical controls for climate settings. Now let's take a look at how the Wilderness pricing compares with other Crosstrek models. It's worth noting that all Crosstreks come with standard all-wheel drive and 8.7 inches of ground clearance. Subaru's excellent eyesight driver assist technology is standard across the range. The base Crosstrek starts at $23,645 and comes with a 2-liter 137 horsepower boxer engine and a manual transmission. The premium trim is mechanically the same and adds a few creature comforts for an additional $1,100. Stepping up to the sport trim, which starts at $28,000, gets you the same 2.5-liter mated 2 CVT as found in the Wilderness model. Sport also comes with X-Mode traction management system with hill descent control and water-repellent StarTex upholstery inside. Another $1,500 gets you up to the limited trim with leather and blind spot detection. So to sum it up, the Wilderness trim costs $4,000 over the comparable Crosstrek Sport trim while adding off-road focused upgrades and increasing the tow rating. Now let's see how Crosstrek Wilderness compares to Foresters and Outbacks. Except for the retuned CVT, the Crosstrek Wilderness shares the same engine and CVT setup as the Forester range. Forester is a larger vehicle, being 6 inches longer and able to carry passengers in more comfort. Forester has 6 cubic inches more cargo volume behind the rear seats and around 14 extra cubic inches with the rear seats folded flat. Pricing-wise, the $32,000 starting price of Crosstrek Wilderness will buy a Forester Sport with $700 left over. The Forester Limited is $1,400 more expensive than Crosstrek Wilderness, and Forester Wilderness costs about $2,300 more than its Crosstrek counterpart. However, the Crosstrek has an extra 0.1 inches of ground clearance over Forester and should have better breakover angle in off-road situations due to being a shorter car. Now let's talk Subaru Outback. The non-turbo equipped versions of the Outback feature the same engine and CVT pairing as the Crosstrek Wilderness, and obviously Outback is an even larger car than the Forester, so there is a definite passenger and cargo space advantage in going with Outback over Crosstrek. The $32,000 starting price of Crosstrek Wilderness will buy an Outback Premium with $1,300 left over, while the slightly more outdoor-focused Outback Onyx Edition with StarTex upholstery starts at $1,500 more than Crosstrek Wilderness. The Outback Wilderness comes with the more powerful 2.4-liter boxer turbo engine with 260 horsepower and retuned CVT. It starts at $38,500, which is $6,500 more than the Crosstrek equivalent. The Outback version was the first in the Wilderness series and carries the same off-road and adventure-focused upgrades such as off-road optimized bumpers, black cladding, a stronger roof rack, Yokohama all-terrain tires, and higher ground clearance of 9.5 inches. I'm not sure that the Outback Wilderness will be cross-shopped against the Crosstrek, as it's considerably more expensive, but you do get a larger, more comfortable, and faster vehicle for your money. Here's the thing though. The Wilderness Premium for the Crosstrek appears to be out of line with the other Wilderness models. What I mean is this. If we look at the Outback Wilderness is actually the cheapest trim you can get with the upgraded turbo engine. It's $150 less than the Outback Onyx XT, so you could say there is no added premium for the Wilderness badge in the case of the Outback. In the Forester lineup, you pay around $1,000 for the Wilderness over the Limited trim, although technically the Limited comes with leather and Wilderness comes with StarTex. But as I mentioned before, in the case of the Crosstrek, the Wilderness premium over the Sport is a whole $4,000. Yes, there is the larger infotainment screen and increased tow rating on the Wilderness, but I'm not so sure these changes justify such a jump in price. Is this a case of Subaru trying to capitalize on the apparent success of its Wilderness badge? To round up this discussion, it's worth looking outside the Subaru stable to see what alternatives exist for the Crosstrek Wilderness. The closest off-road focused competitor to the Crosstrek Wilderness is the updated for 2023 Jeep Compass Trailhawk. It's just 3 inches shorter than the Crosstrek, but otherwise competes in the same price range. The Trailhawk is the most off-road focused trim of Compass, Cherokee, and Grand Cherokee lineups, so it's a natural comparison to the Wilderness series. For 2023, the Compass Trailhawk comes with a new 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with 200 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and with this powertrain, the Compass is rated to tow 2,000 pounds, which is 1,500 pounds down than the Crosstrek. Like the Crosstrek, it also does not have a transfer case for the low-range gearing. Instead, it takes care of the steep terrain by locking the transmission in first gear for a 20:1 final crawl ratio. Being a Trailhawk, the Compass comes standard with all-wheel drive and all-terrain tires, but it does lose out to the Crosstrek Wilderness on the ground clearance, only offering 8.6 inches, which is less than even the regular Crosstreks. Coming down to price, the Jeep Compass Trailhawk starts at $35,745 before destination fees, which is nearly $4,000 more than the Crosstrek Wilderness. So despite the cool factor of the Jeep badge and a more powerful engine, subjectively, I think the Crosstrek is the better value for an off-road oriented compact crossover from the factory, even if the Wilderness badge it's wearing is an expensive one. If you like this video, please give it a like and share with your parents. They definitely need to know about this channel. I come up with this kind of content every week, so, if you don't want to miss an update, please subscribe and hit the bell. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.